Hi, I am Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel. I want to invite you to watch my upcoming adventures on Deadites on Deck on YouTube.
And above all, don't forget to watch Evil Dead Chicks Top 10.
Howdy, gang, and welcome to yet another Evil Dead Chicks Top 10. We're going to be talking about my personal top 10 for gore films. If we have anybody in the chat and you disagree with any of my choices, hey, put it in the chat or say, hey, Dana, what about this one? Because everybody's going to have their different choices when we talk about different things. The last time I talked about slasher films for the Halloween season, and some of you may have disagreed with my choices there. You may have had some different choices. And that's what makes the world go around, folks, is that we all have different ideas about different things. And I think that's what's cool. You know, it's, you can like some things the same and stuff, but I was never one that wanted to go along with the pack. Hey, the poet, you say my pick, Dawn of the Dead, the original. I almost put that one in my group, the poet, and then did not. But that is a very, very good choice, in my opinion. So I love it that the poet got in there and he just said, hey, that would be one of my picks, if I was doing a top 10. Now, the other thing to remember, when I'm doing these top 10s, they're not in any order. So don't think just because I talk about one movie first and another movie last that there's any differentiation in how much I like them or whatever. These are just top 10 that I pulled off my shelf. And this could be changeable. Tomorrow I might have a whole different set of top 10s. And there are a couple, at least one that Steve picked that we watched today, that I had to agree with Steve. It was pretty daggone gory. So I'm going to talk about that one. And there was actually one that I picked off of his shelf that has been touted as the goriest film ever made. Now, again, we're going to discuss all of these things. Hopefully, we'll have a few more people once I get started and get into this stuff. But the poet, I'm glad to see you in here, and I'm glad that you put one of your choices in there, or your pick for a top 10 gore film. Okay, so those of you that are in here early, well, maybe even if you're in here a little bit later, you may have noticed in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, there is a QR code. And I may change these QR codes up, but the QR code, if you scan it, it should take you to the Deadites on Deck horror shop at deaditesondeck.com. And this is a new feature that StreamYard has introduced, and I thought, hey, why don't I use it? So all you got to do is get out your phone and scan it with your favorite QR app, and you should be presented with a website. You can go to it, and you can go to my shop site and check it out. So I thought, well, I'll introduce this QR code thing in. I know a lot of people have been using QR codes prior to this, but since StreamYard has got it, it's available with all packages. I'm guessing it's even available in the free package. I don't know that for sure because I've paid for my service for a while now. But this is the next best thing I would say to a clickable link. Is everybody almost has cell phones now. Just about everybody has a cell phone. And you can take that out and you can scan this QR code and go directly to my shop site where we have a whole bunch of new designs. And you can have those designs relatively put on anything on the site that you want. You can have them put on t-shirts, hats, tote bags, mouse pads, what have you. I also have scented candles and blended teas and Booga Booga Bears and Pyro plushies. A lot of stuff on the site, folks. So be sure to scan that QR code and shop to your heart's content. And if you are a horror fan and you don't see a design that really piques your interest, really gets your juices going, I have a handy dandy form on the homepage of the shop site that you can fill out and tell me what it is you so desire as far as a design, a horror design. If you are not a horror fan, let's say you've got a business or a side business, or you've got a friend or family member that's got a business or side business, and you'd like to get a customized logo put on t-shirts and hats and maybe even tote bags and mouse pads, the possibilities are pretty endless. Get together with me through that handy dandy form on the homepage of the shop site and tell me what it is you want, and I will be glad to work with you. And here's something else. If you're doing this for a business or side business and you're wanting to buy these in bulk, I'm going to give you a discount on it. And I have more. $6 flat rate shipping, whether you buy 1 item, 10 items, 25 items, 100 items, whatever you buy. It's a flat rate of $6 shipping. Now, in this day and age, folks, there's not too many places where you can get a deal like that, right? Okay, because everybody's wanting money, money, money. I want money too, but I want to have deals for you guys and gals as well, because I know times are hard for many of us, and unless you're just filthy rich. So scan the QR code, go over to deaditesondeck.com, and hopefully you'll find something that tickles your fancy that you just can't live without. Or you will fill out that form and let me know what it is that you so desire, whether it's, a customized logo for a business or side business, or it's a customized horror design. I can do either or. Okay. For those of you that were here early, you also saw the Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel promo, the real quick promo. I'm trying my best to get some stuff put together. There is a teaser for the first episode. Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel visits the record shop, and I'm going to be adding some more scenes to it and hopefully get it out in completion here soon. Now, the thing about Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel and Spooky Dog and Sebastian Meat, those little cartoon shorts, these are something the whole family can watch, adults can watch, kids can watch. They're safe for everybody. They're family friendly, they're kid friendly. And hopefully when I get enough of these done, I can set up playlists for each one of those. Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel is, of course, the mascot of the Deadites on Deck channel on YouTube. And Poe is the official mascot of the Deadites on Deck car shop at deaditesondeck.com. And RJ, the friendly monster, is the mascot for Movie Munchies, which is a great segue into letting you guys and gals know, if you didn't already know, on October the 26th, which is the Sunday before Halloween, I will be doing a Movie Munchies. I know I haven't done a Movie Munchies in a while, but it's going to be for Ozzy's October Burrito. For those of you that are into Ozzy, you probably know that Ozzy was a huge fan of burritos. In fact, a whole episode of The Osbournes was dedicated to Ozzy's love of burritos. And I'm going to try my best to make a Ozzy-worthy burrito on October 26th. The Movie Munchies are now pre-recorded, so you'll just have to wait for the video to drop at some point on October 26th. I also have a giveaway going on for new subscribers to the channel. If you don't mind letting me know, don't hide the fact that you've subscribed, but if you want to be entered in this contest, because I won't be able to see where you've commented under the original video announcing the giveaway, where I'm asking you to put your channel handle or your screen name, the same one, mind you, that you subscribed under, because I know people have multiple channels sometimes, or multiple screen names, or whatever. So just make sure the one you subscribe under is the same one that you put in the comment section under the video. Okay, I'm announcing the giveaway. And what am I giving away? I'm giving 3 5-movie prize packs away. They're all Blu-rays, no DVDs, no 4Ks. Okay. And if you get one of the prize packs and you're like, well, I like 3 of these movies, but I don't like the other 2. Hey, trade them in for something you do like. I don't have to know about it. These are not brand new movies. They have been played, but they play wonderfully. I thought I should put that in there as well. And also, I haven't announced this. It's in the official rules. Hey, Gory Tiger. It's in the official rules because YouTube asked that you do official rules for these. YouTube is not sponsoring this giveaway. I am solely responsible for the giveaway and the products that you could possibly win. Okay. So that's taking place from now. You can enter from now until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on October the 31st, Halloween. And then come November 1st, I'm going to be doing a live stream, and I'm going to put all the names. Nobody's entered yet, but I'm going to put all the names of the people, if they do enter, into hopefully a plastic, pumpkin that the kids will carry around to get their candy in. And I'm going to draw 3 different names out. Now, you don't get to pick your prize pack. I'm just going to say, okay, this name goes with this prize pack. This name goes with that prize pack. And this name goes with the final prize pack. But in case you haven't seen the movies, let me just run back here and get them real quick. I think it warrants, showing them again or showing them periodically. Because people may not watch everything that I do, right? Okay. So, the first prize pack has Night of the Creeps, Night of the Demons, and I think I might have said Night of the Demons too one other time, and that's not what I meant. A Nightmare on Elm Street, Picnic at Hanging Rock, and Sorority House Massacre. That's the 5 movies that are in the first prize pack. Then we have Halloween 2, Halloween 4, Halloween 5. There's a lot of Halloween movies in this prize pack. Demons 2, and the Toolbox Murders. Okay, that's in the second prize pack. The last prize pack has Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker, the 1970s Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Mother's Day, play Misty for me. And this one it's one disc, but it's got 2 movies on it. So whoever gets this prize pack kind of gets gets a little bonus, because this got When a Stranger Calls and Happy Birthday to Me. Gory Tiger, you say you wouldn't mind any of those? Well, this is for new subscribers only. Now, I had somebody ask me, well, if I unsubscribe and resubscribe, does that count? And I said, yeah, I suppose so. Just don't tell me about it, okay? And if nobody enters this contest, I may have another giveaway later to try to get rid of these, because I got to make room on my shelves too. And I'll offer it up. We'll do some kind of trivia or something. I'll offer it to people that have already subscribed. All right. So before we get into the movies, folks, I'm just going to go over some ways that you can support me and the channel that don't cost you a dime. Well, thank you, Gory Tiger. I appreciate that. I thought people would jump at the chance to. I mean, it's so easy to subscribe. You just hit subscribe. And I'm still not gonna come to your house and try to minister to you, or try to sell you any cookies or candy bars. Whether you subscribe during this contest or you subscribe at another time. So anyway, so here's some ways that you can support me in the channel. It won't cost you a dime. Hey, folks, I appreciate any and all super chats and super stickers. If anybody wanted to join my Patreon, etc., buy stuff from my shop at deadicesondeck.com. I appreciate all of that. But I also, as I said before, I know, especially in this day and age, not everybody is made out of money. And so there are ways that you can help without giving money. One of the ways is by subscribing. And now, if you haven't subscribed, it's a great time to subscribe, because I've got this giveaway going on. Okay? So if you've been kind of sitting on the fence about whether you should subscribe or not, now is a great time, because you might get in on a chance to get one of these 3 prize packs I'm giving away. All right. And you can hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the new content I've got coming out. You can hit the like button on anything and everything that you really, really enjoy. And heck, if you like everything, hit that like button on everything you see on my channel. All of these things help me immensely. They get me up into the algorithms of YouTube, whatever that is. I don't fully understand it, but it's a thing. And so I'm also trying to get to my next milestone of getting 1,000 subscribers. I've got 985 now, and I'm hesitant to say this because I don't know if it's people get perturbed at me for talking about my channel or whatever, and I think, well, I'll fix her wagon. I'll just unsubscribe myself. Or people just do it to mess up your algorithms, or there could be a third thing. YouTube is glitchy. Or trying to keep me humble or something. I don't know. And I know 1,000 subscribers, but it's a big deal to me. It might not be a big deal to other people, but it's a big deal to me. And so right now I'm 15 away from that, just 15 away from that. And if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, me and Candace, probably on an upcoming episode of Friday Foolish, are going to do some really cool cosplay for you guys and gals. I'm going to be Cheryl from The Evil Dead, and Candace is going to be Mrs. Roper from Three's Company. So if you want to see us get dressed up and do this cosplay, hey, 15 more, folks. 15 more. That's not too many. All right. So now that all that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get to these films, shall we? And again, if you guys and gals want to, like the poet did, if y'all want to throw in some that you think would be in your top 10 gore films, please do. I love a good, healthy discussion and debate about different things. All right, so you guys and gals knew I was going to have some Fulci Fulci stuff in here. And I've actually got another Fulci film in here as well. I could have filled this whole list full of Fulci films because, as many of you know that watched Lucio Fulci, you know that his stuff is pretty daggone gory. But I only picked two. So this is City of the Living Dead, aka The Gates of Hell. And why do I think this should be in my top 10 gore films? Well, okay. I know I've talked about this before, but this warrants sharing again, I think, for this particular stream. My mom and dad used to go to a lot of drive-in movies back in the day when they were dating, after they got married. And then, of course, when me and my brother came along, they took us. I remember seeing my brother in the little Terrier when he was just a baby in the car with me, mom, and dad. Now, would he remember these movies? I highly doubt it. And that's probably why mom and dad had him with them. And that's the great thing about drive-ins. One of the many great things about drive-ins is that you can bring the whole family. You're in your car, so you're not really disturbing anybody else. It's not like when people bring underage kids to a horror movie nowadays at the theater, and you've got babies crying, you've got kids running all over the place, you've got this, that, and the other, and some kids are scared, and it's not the kids' fault, and it's not really the parents' fault, because I guess they want to go to the movies. But with the dying out of most of the drive-ins, it's kind of taking that convenience away from people. And when you go to the drive-in, you can bring your lawn chairs, you can sit out of the back of a truck, you can do all of those things, and you can relax as a family and get to enjoy these movies in the way that people enjoyed them years and years ago, right? Before there were VCRs and DVD players and Blu-ray players and Blu-ray and 4K players and screens that rival the screens at a drive-in that people can own themselves. I mean, one of America's favorite pastimes, is kind of fell by the wayside. But my parents used to go a lot back in the day when drive-ins were super popular. And I remember mom and dad, or dad in particular, talking about a movie called The Gates of Hell, which is the alternate title for City of the Living Dead. And I remember him talking about, there were maggots flying in the window, this guy gets his head drilled, and on and on. And I was like, holy cow. When I got of age, I was like, I want to see this movie. I have to see this movie. I need to see this movie, because I was a pretty huge horror fan by a certain age. So I found this movie under the title The Gates of Hell. And it was one of those ultra cool ass, big boxes. And, of course, I didn't get to take the big box home. I would love to have a big box, as a collector, I would love to have a big box for The Gates of Hell. But, I got to take the movie home and I rented it. Took it home, watched it, and I was like, Dad, you weren't kidding. Because not only did it have all that stuff, but I swear to you, if you have not seen The Gates of Hell, City of the Living Dead, whatever title you would have seen it under. If you've not seen it and you're a fan of gore, hey, I think you need to seek this movie out. Because not only does it have a guy getting his head drilled and maggots flying in the window on people's faces and people getting their brains pulled out of the back of their head by zombies and all of that good stuff. But the coup de grace is that a woman, and I'm not kidding you, a woman pukes up her entire intestinal tract in this film. Yes, she does. Now, Does the head look fake when stuff really starts coming out of there? Yes, it does. But it's the whole idea. She sees the creepy priest, Father Thomas, who hanged himself at the beginning of the film. And in one of the most disturbing openings to a film, which is intercut with a seance that's happening supposedly in New York City, where Catriona McCall is playing a medium. And it appears that she dies during this. But she is seeing Father Thomas walking out into the cemetery by the church, apparently, and putting a noose around his neck and jumping and hanging himself from a tree. I always thought that scene was very, very disturbing. And so when Father Thomas hangs himself, that opens one of the gates of hell. And Father Thomas shows back up as the creepy undead priest. And when women in particular see him and he starts to smile at them, blood starts to run out of their eyes. And then apparently, if somebody doesn't divert your attention or something, you just keep staring at Father Thomas, your guts start coming out of your mouth. And when this first starts happening to the actress, she really did have like raw, like animal organs in her mouth. And you can tell when it switches to the fake head. But I don't care what you say about this. That it's a gory movie, folks. And at the time, I had never seen anything like it. And so I was like, wow, you know. And I have since seen this movie at the drive-in, the Skyline Drive-In. And unfortunately, for me anyway, the print that the Skyline had got was missing the Bob head drill scene, which is like one of the huge, that and the girl vomiting up her entire intestinal tract are the two greatest moments for me in Gore film history. So anyway, that is City of the Living Dead, aka The Gates of Hell. If you've never seen it and you love Gore films, definitely check this one out. Okay, now this is the one that Steve and I watched today, which Steve says is quite a bit like Evil Dead. And I thought of it as a cross between the Evil Dead and George Romero's Night of the Living Dead films, or Dead films, as you may call them, you know, that original trilogy. And this is Prometheus. And Prometheus is about a fallen angel. Apparently, as the movie says, Lucifer was not the first angel to have fallen. Prometheus is the first fallen angel. His goal is to rule the living and the dead. And his son should pave the way for him to return. So we see this stuff in the past happening, like in 1200 and then in 1942. And then it goes to the current, like modern times, which was in the 1990s. Okay. And this is a German film. If you get this, this is a Blu-ray. If you get this Blu-ray, it is not dubbed, folks. So you'll have to read it's in German. So you're going to have to read the subtitles. But don't let that deter you. You know, if you're feeling good enough to read the subtitles off of there, then this is a movie for you. And this is written and directed by Olaf Ittenbach, and I may be mispronouncing this name. And yes, he is a German writer-director. And he